Mickey Talks.
Hello, everyone. What number is this? Episode what?
I think we're at number 47 today, Mick.
Are you kidding me, Matt? 47 shows already.
We've been at this for almost 2 months now, or maybe 2 months.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to get here.
Ari got us some great guests, including our guest today, who's BJ, drummer from Candlebox.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to him.
And then we got a great sponsor as well.
Yeah, of course. Mickey Talks brought to you by Barnes Paving. That's barnespaving.com, BARNES paving.com. Barnes Paving will meet all your paving needs. They're an incredible company. They're MHIC licensed and insured and accredited with the Better Business Bureau. Commercial paving, residential, driveways. Barnes Paving is where you want to be. Give them a call now, 443-243-3710. Make sure you mention Mickey Talks for 10% off. So, Matt, how was the 4-day weekend we took for you?
I was going to say uneventful, but it wasn't uneventful because I worked most of it away.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So Friday night or Thursday night, I had a show, right? Yeah, in Falston.
You had a few shows this weekend, right?
Thursday I had a show in Falston.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Packed.
Good. Aren't you worried a little bit that people go away for Memorial Day weekend?
I wasn't Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I was at Reckless Shepherd Brewery in Columbia. By the way, the coolest brewery I've ever walked in my life.
Yeah?
Dude. And listen, so the owner there, I think it's Andrew is his name. Best dude I ever met. He is I can't wait to go back. Like, it was so much fun doing it. Great night with T-Rex was also on the show.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then Sunday night, I was at Twain's Tavern.
Yep.
Now, that's where you learn on the Sunday that you shouldn't be in Pasadena because everyone there was in Ocean City.
Oh, no, really?
Dude, it was, there was maybe 40 people like at the bar, everything included. But it wasn't a great night. But let me tell you, Bill and his staff made it awesome. That place, if you haven't been to Twain's Tavern, what a cool rock and roll bar that is, man.
Now I know, as like when I do my hypnosis shows,
Yeah.
I gotta have an audience, or otherwise I don't get volunteers. What is it like for comedy when you only have a handful of people?
Hard. Well, it's just like at that point you're just wrapping boxes and getting paid by the box.
Kind of low
I don't know
energy.
how else to explain it. Yeah. You're just saying things, and this is the most you'll get.
Yeah.
You get that
right.
And then, but everybody on the show had a great time. We just make it fun. So yeah, that was my weekend. And then yesterday I did a ton of yard work.
Did you?
Yeah. So Shannon, right? Her house, she has these, she had all these bushes and trees and these beds. And I just was like, can I please do this?
You like outside work?
I love doing that kind of stuff.
You can come to my house anytime.
Dude, I love it. I love making my body hurt.
My wife does too. She loves gardening and
I like it.
landscaping.
I love landscaping. I do. And it looked great when I was done. And I was so happy. It was just, I loved it. I absolutely loved doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And got nothing for it. You know what I mean? It's not like it was money. It was just sheer enjoyment.
You get the satisfaction of
Bingo.
a great looking yard.
Accomplishing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome, man. Well, listen, Matt, we're going to start doing things a little different on the show, as we talked about. We are going to move That's the Facts, Matt, right up front so that we can spend more time with our guests and take as long as we want and not feel pressured.
Yeah, it's a great idea. We'll get all the headlines in and all the latest stories.
And maybe we'll continue talking about stuff when the guest comes in, or maybe just get into that. All right, right now, let's do it. That's the Facts, Matt, brought to you as well by Barnes Paving. Matt, are you ready?
Let's do this.
That's the Facts, Matt. What do we got?
So those fugitives that got away in New Orleans.
Oh, dude.
There were 10 of them originally. There's still 2 of them running around. They caught 3 of them, I guess, over the weekend.
Yeah.
And, one guy was in for murder and battery. And,
I'm going to be honest, and I might take some flack for saying this.
Yeah.
But they showed a picture. I think it was 8 or 10 prison employees who they believed were involved. Everyone looked like a mugshot.
Yeah.
The employees look like criminals.
Well,
I mean, come on. Right? It was wild, man.
It was an inside job.
Yeah,
There's no question. Yeah.
And it's like, when I hear stories, if they weren't murderers, I would almost be a fan of it. You know what I mean? If they just some dude like, stole some stuff and whatever.
It's like watching Ocean's 11, man. You're rooting for the bad guy, and it's such a crazy plan.
Yeah, but when they're stone cold,
through the toilet.
Yeah, but when they're stone cold murderers and rapists, I'm not rooting for them.
No.
If there's a dude in there for gambling, run, brother, run. Like, I'm on your side, man.
Sure.
And a good prison escape is a fun story.
Oh, there's got to be a movie about this, right?
Yeah. So what happened with them?
Well, the guys were both caught. There was a guy named Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald apprehended in Walker County, Texas. So they got as far as Texas. That guy Donald was in for second-degree murder and aggravated battery. Tate was for burglary and firearm offenses. These arrests bring the total number of recaptured escapees to 8. Yeah. There's still 2 people out. I mean, imagine one person escapes from jail. Imagine just what it takes to get that person back. But they were after 10.
I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Matt. There was it's funny. I should wait for our guest to tell this story, but do you remember the Hickey School?
Of course. I live close to it, actually.
Yeah. They, when I was younger, there was a big break-in, like a bunch of them got out.
Yeah.
I was probably 18 or 19. And I was right down the hill fishing at Loch Raven.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And I remember we saw all these police flying up and down Cromwell Bridge and through Delaney Valley Dam.
Sure.
And you're like, what the hell's going on? And then some other dude pulled up, right? He walks over to us. He's like, how you boys doing? We're like, good, man, just fishing. He's like, all right, keep your eyes open. We're like, what? And he's like, there's a bunch of escaped teenagers from the Hickey School running through here somewhere.
Yeah.
I never saw anyone, but I'll tell you what, I never wanted to stop fishing so fast in my life.
I bet.
And I love fishing, man.
Well, I grew up in I lived on the other side of Gunpowder from Hickey.
Oh, wow.
And when it would escape, it would be like, all right, kids,
Lockdown.
Everybody inside.
Yeah, lockdown time. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
You heard about what happened to Mary Lou Retton over the weekend?
No, I love Mary Lou.
DUI charge in West Virginia. It's sad to me, though, man, because she's been struggling here. This incident follows her severe health crisis in October 2023 when her daughter, McKenna Kelly, disclosed that Retton was in the ICU with a rare form of pneumonia and unable to breathe on her own. Retton later shared that she nearly died and continues to suffer long-term health complications, including requiring daily oxygen due to severe lung scarring.
Was she under the influence of alcohol?
Alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
And alcohol, from what I understand, isn't good for people with breathing problems either, because it slows down a lot of things.
Right. Let me clarify that. It says, quote, driving under influence of alcohol, controlled substances, or drugs penalties is what it says.
What is a controlled substance?
That's like illegal drugs.
Yeah, I've never agreed with that term.
Yeah.
They're like non-controlled, right? You don't have any control when you're on that shit. I've never understood.
It's controlled by the government.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then. That's like organized crime, right? Remember that term?
The government?
No, you remember the term organized crime, right?
Because I kind of feel that way about
Well, that's what they turned into. That's why they got rid of the mob, so that the government could do all that. And I've always said the streets got worse when the mob broke up. Right?
Yeah, well, of course.
And you know why? Because all the crime then was unorganized.
Right. And it wasn't against citizens. They were robbing, trucks and doing hits on big places.
When they got rid of organized crime, they just left us with all the unorganized crime.
We can't keep doing this, dude. We are not pro-mob, by the way. Let me just put that out there.
Speak for yourself. I'm not pro-mob like the way they shake down people, but I am pro-mob in the way that they control the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, they just take care of things.
Yeah, clean streets. You don't have to worry about getting mugged in the mob neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean there's a great documentary about. I gotta get the name of. I saw it years ago, and it's where was it? Somewhere else in the world, but it's basically their local mob.
Yeah,
they didn't need police.
Of course,
they needed no police, and they interviewed the women and children.
They own the police, Mick.
Do you know what their crime? What they did? This is unreal.
Yeah,
their entire fortune was made off of bypassing government regulations. That was called them mobsters.
Yeah,
and I want to say they did wool, sheep farming and stuff, and you had to go through all this rigmarole to get the wool out, and the government made like 70% of the money.
What do you want? Some warm ear
Right,
muffs?
yeah, and I don't think they were necessarily Italians
Yeah,
either. They
yeah.
were whatever country they were in, but basically just these farmers that organized this thing,
Right.
and they were making so much money, and they took care of the entire area.
Right.
And basically, like, the police were like, we don't respond to, and there's no calls.
Yeah.
Nothing. If you had a problem with somebody, you called Billy. Billy came down, straightened it out. Everybody went home.
All the businesses are paying the mob.
I guess so. Yeah.
To not get in trouble.
And I'm not pro mob.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm kidding. It's actually a really shameful thing if you're Italian. Like, I'm Italian, right?
Yeah.
And whenever people say, oh, you guys are mobsters, I'm like, nah, we've done a lot more for society than.
The Coachella family's clean, people.
Yeah, well, we're definitely clean.
Yeah.
And it goes way back. And I know that because we've never had a fucking thing. So
Right.
every mobster at least had a minute where they had something.
So Conor McGregor claims he's in negotiations to buy OnlyFans. Did you hear this? Reuters has reported that Phoenix International Limited has been in talks to sell OnlyFans at a valuation of $8 billion. The investment group said to be interested in the deal is the LA-based Forest Road Company, but Reuters was unable to identify the names of the investors in that group. Then on Saturday came a story from MMA reporter Damon Martin. Martin says there's been difficulty selling OnlyFans because, quote, the company is so reliant on porn profits, and that McGregor has been in serious talks to buy it for a reported asking price between $1.46 billion and $2.42 billion.
Wow. Matt, I'm telling you, I have to get you on board because I think we can make a lot of money. I really want to put our show.
Pics?
No, I want to put our show on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
We're going to have a very sad page, Mick, I think.
The whole show is just this show.
Yeah.
We just put our episodes
You
up.
think dudes are going to visit our page?
Well, I think there'd be bonus stuff we could do.
What would the profile picture be?
Our logo. I think it would draw people's attention. What is this? Yeah, and we'll make it like $2.
Wouldn't we need like a model to go on there?
So here's my idea.
Yeah.
When we do this, now that we can stream people in, we interview an OnlyFans model, not clothed, and we talk to her and we help promote her page. And in turn, I just think we could somehow become like the.
You think that OnlyFans models need us to promote them?
It's not the point. Yes, I do, by the way. Yes,
You
I
do?
do. Yes,
right.
because any girl or guy that's on there still, they might be making good money.
Yeah.
You could always make more,
Yep,
right?
yeah,
One of our
yeah.
listeners may go, hey, I'm a single fat piece of shit and I'm not going to get laid.
We'll go after the ugly chicks.
Let
That's
me
who we'll
subscribe
promote,
to
you
this
know?
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go after the not so attractive girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's our profile name. Ugly Girl Heroes. What do you think? Fat Girl Family.
You are a very ugly woman, Mick. You could be the profile picture.
I'm as butch as they get, buddy. I had a lesbian hit on me one time.
Did you?
Thought I was a butch girl.
Wow.
I swear to God.
I could see that.
I swear. And I was like, as soon as I started talking, she went, oh, you're actually a guy. And I was like, yes. And she goes, I'm sorry.
You said, how dare you
no,
misgender me?
I thanked her.
You
I was
did?
like, you think
Yeah.
I'm pretty? She
Yeah.
goes, for a butch lesbian, yes. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not above it.
So we've been talking a lot about AI on this show.
Yeah.
An AI model threatened to blackmail an engineer over an affair when it told it was being replaced. Okay. This is creepy, man. An artificial intelligence model threatened to blackmail its creators and showed an ability to act deceptively when it believed it was going to be replaced, prompting the company to deploy a safety feature created to avoid catastrophic misuse.
Wow.
Opus
I'm
Model
telling-
4. Yeah, go ahead.
I said this a couple times on the show now.
Yeah.
This is some scary shit that we're all just watching.
Yeah.
And then when something bad happens, we're all going to go, and I'm going to go, I told you guys stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
They're smarter than us. You understand that?
Yeah. Yeah.
They have every bit of knowledge that's in the world is in their head. Think about that. If AI is a human being, anything that humans know, it knows.
Yeah.
Imagine knowing everything that everyone knows.
And be able to put things together in seconds that would take humans a long time to put together, you know?
They're sentient in a way that we will never be. Because if we had access to every piece of information.
So are we headed towards Skynet, do you think?
Yeah, I do. And I think there's going to be major money players, human involvement with the help of taking over, and they'll somehow control the AI, but make it do evil shit. I'm telling you, I don't like. You know what I like when you go on there and you go, "Hey, make me a logo for my talk show."
Yeah.
And then it sends you something. That's great.
Right.
Hey, what was the most sold car in 1957? Awesome. You get it in 1 second.
That's how the robots get you.
Yeah. You remember the one last month in China?
Yeah.
Started beating the crap out of them guys. Remember?
Yes.
I mean, it's insane.
Robot went wild and started flailing its arms around,
Punching and kicking.
and went and looked like it was attacking humans.
Absolutely. I watched it again last night just because I was high and I wanted to see something weird. And I watched that and I really got into my head and I'm like, yeah, this isn't good. There is going to be good coming out of it.
There's going to be a time, that guy pulled the plug on it. There's going to come a time where there's no plug to pull.
There's no plug to pull.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I'm afraid
I don't think we go 5 years without a major AI catastrophe.
Yeah.
And it might be all the planes fall out of the sky. It might be something nuts, dude. I don't know. But yeah, AI scares the shit out of me.
So there's a mysterious metal sphere that was seen flying over Colombia. It was caught.
I'm sorry, Colombia,
the country.
Okay,
country.
yep.
Yeah, it was caught, and researchers don't know what it is. So
it was an 8-ball.
I don't know. We've figured out drones, but we don't know what this is.
A flying metal sphere.
Yeah, it's a strange metal sphere was spotted flying in the sky over Boca, Colombia on March 2nd before it landed, sparking talk of UFOs.
You said Boga. Did you mean Bogota?
It's Buga.
Oh, Buga. Okay.
Yeah.
So if it was Bogota, we know what it was. That's the new cocaine delivery sphere.
You never know, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
trust me. Think about this.
This sphere is about the size of a bowling ball with odd symbols on it, and people there think it could be a UFO, but there's a scientist from the University of San Diego that thinks it might just be a cool art project. But they're looking into it now.
Let me ask you something right now, right, Matt? Say we lived within a mile of each other, right?
Yeah.
And I had a drone that could fly that far, which they make. If I took it off from my backyard and tied a beer around it and flew it to your house and dropped it off, is that illegal?
I mean, you have to have a drone license. You've got to get licensed like a pilot.
Understood.
Yeah.
But do they really care at this point?
It depends on where you are.
Well, there was 40
of
them in New Jersey, and nobody knew what the hell they were.
Well, they did, but they just weren't saying.
It was government stuff.
It was government stuff. Yeah. Engineers testing stuff.
Yeah.
We'll
just scare the shit out of the entire Northeast and explain it in a couple weeks. Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
Scientists have made new contacts, like eye contacts that let you see in the dark with infrared. It's a special technology. These lenses developed by a team at the University of Wisconsin-Madison turn infrared light, which is usually invisible, into visible light. So this helps people see heat signatures like those from animals or objects, even in complete darkness. The lenses use tiny devices called quantum dots to change the light, and they're thin and flexible and apparently comfortable to wear, although they're still testing these things on humans.
Crazy, dude. I mean, we're making ourselves robots.
If only I could stick contacts into my eyes.
Hey, no, I can do that. It took me a long time, but I can now.
I got a weird eye thing, man.
By the way, if there's a doctor that watches this, what is that called? Optometrist that does eyes?
Yeah.
He wants to take on a charity case. Let me know. I don't have any money, but I need glasses again.
Yeah.
My insurance doesn't really cover it.
You're too young for LASIK, probably.
I've had LASIK.
You have?
I had it 15 years ago, and it worked great, but it wears off.
Yeah.
No, I've had it.
Worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I just need to get glasses.
Can you do that again? Can you have LASIK twice?
Yeah, you can actually, but I don't know at this point. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll give you LASIK, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Well, this is what I wanted to say, though, and I don't want to spend too much time because I want to get to BJ.
I got a couple more stories.
Yeah, but let me ask you one question real quick.
Including a Bigfoot story, Mick.
Oh, I can't wait. The AI stuff, right? Yeah. And all this. Do you think that there's going to be a generation of men that just have AI girlfriends and they're cool with it?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
I really, a lot of women.
There probably already are men
there's
who have
tons
AI
of them.
girlfriends,
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I think there's going to be a time in the not so distant future, where women are going to be kind of looking around like, what are we
happy again?
They say that, but
I'm just joking.
You know what I mean? Because I'm 56, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like dating.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear somebody's life story. Like, that sounds
You'd be
horrible.
happy with a robot, you think? Seriously.
I think if the robot could somehow make me feel like I was being responded to honestly,
Yeah.
I would love it. And I don't mean do whatever I say. I just mean, like, if I go in, how was your day? And I'm like, my day was rough, blah, blah. I'm sorry to hear that. Anything I can do to help?
Yeah.
Well, now that you mention it, but
And then she starts swinging her arms
Yeah.
at you, trying to kill you.
yeah,
Malfunction.
Yeah.
Malfunction.
right. So this is what I'm going to do. Like, I still want some reality
Yeah.
in my AI girlfriend, right?
Right.
So I will program her to, like, on Wednesdays when I walk in the house, just be like, where you been, you fat son of a bitch? And I'll be like, I'm sorry, I got tied up. Oh, always an excuse. Like, for 10 minutes, she berates me so that I'm just reminded of what it's like to be with a woman. But then that wears off, and then I can just have a nice night. Right? Just a little safety net.
Little taste of reality.
Yeah, just that once a week, I'm reminded that I'm just a fat, worthless piece of shit, that I'm not really good for anybody, that I don't bring anything to the table, I don't have any money. She just tells me all that, but she does it all in 10 minutes.
Right. A little reality check, and then it's over.
And then she's right back to, what do
Yeah.
you want to watch?
Right. Okay.
I'll be thrilled.
All right. Then you'll be convinced.
Yes,
right?
then I'm
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
There was a guy who was fired after a virtual work call because he showed that he wasn't wearing any pants.
That's how BJ got the job in Candlebox. We'll get to that later.
I can't wait to get to BJ, man.
I know.
The guy in the UK was fired after he did a virtual work call without wearing pants. Even worse, he wasn't wearing underwear either. He accidentally flashed his bits when he partially closed his laptop screen, and then even tried to say that he was wearing nude-colored underwear. That didn't work though.
Yeah.
And the company just canned him.
Good for him. Yeah, you're a moron.
Yeah.
The company, like,
He was like, it was on my day off. That was his excuse too.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But it was work business.
Yeah, it was work business. It was a work meeting.
You can't show up naked to work.
You can't do
That's
that.
the only thing. Like, as a human, you have, like, I'll say 3 main things that we all expect of each other.
Yeah.
Number 1, talk to each other with kindness and respect. Number 2, try to be on time and not screw everything up. And number 3, when you leave the house or stay in your house and walk around, put some pants on. I don't think that's too much to ask.
No, you might see HR.
Yeah, we're not living in the Serengeti. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to be nude. It's weird.
Yeah.
And are you ever comfortable sitting around naked?
No.
Have you ever
I
tried to
don't
sit
even
at a
like
table?
sleeping naked.
Have you ever tried to sit at a table and eat naked?
No,
Dude.
I would never do that.
So I got to tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
Okay. I had food delivered, right? And I paid for it, all that, walked in my
You
kitchen.
were clothed at the time?
Yeah, I had shorts on and a t-shirt, no
All right.
shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
I didn't even have underwear on, just a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
I paid a guy, bring my food in, go in the kitchen. As I'm turning, I went to grab iced tea and it fell and it went all over me. And I was like, son of a bitch, right? And I took my shorts off right away. I'm in my house alone.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I'm hungry. I'm sitting down and eating. It's my house. Nobody's here. I ate 3 bites and I was like, I feel weird. I had to go change. Nobody around. Couldn't even eat naked.
I don't blame you. It's
Now,
weird, man.
I
It's
am
weird.
able.
Yeah.
if
It's like
I-
eating in the bathroom or something.
I
man.
cannot eat in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
Right.
But, like, I can lay in bed. I sleep naked if I can.
Yeah.
I sleep naked. I like sleeping naked. I can eat naked in bed if the covers are over me
Right.
and the food is, like, sitting on top of the blanket. But if the plate's, like, touching me, it's weird. I don't know. It's so childish.
For me, I don't like to sleep naked. I would never do that.
Right.
Just a comfort thing, number one. But I also think about, do you ever think about this? What if somebody broke into your house?
Good.
in the
That's
middle of the night?
dude. If you're gonna rob somebody and the dude comes at you totally naked,
Yeah, that's
you're
true,
gonna
man.
you're gonna freak out. Oh man, this guy.
That's a good point. You're right.
Yeah, I'm coming right
That's
out
a
naked.
deterrent for them to
Damn
to
right.
attack you.
I'm gonna
right?
hug him. Come here, you son of a bitch.
You
What
might
do you
get
need?
shot though.
Yeah, whatever. If I
Yeah.
go that way, at least I went trying.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I got a Bigfoot story, and we'll get to
And I'm
BJ,
gonna tell you one
okay?
other thing though.
Yeah.
That if I come out of the bedroom naked, he can't shoot. He's going to laugh so hard once he sees me naked. He's going to feel sorry for me. He's going to tuck me back in bed and put all my shit back that he
You guys will end up having a full meal.
Yeah, he might get in bed with me. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
All right, so Mick, I know that you've gone kind of back and forth on Bigfoot over the years.
I am in a really weird spot right now with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But tell me something. You know, for 25
you guys are on again, off again, man.
Well, 30 years
Good
ago,
old Bigfoot.
30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, I was probably a teenager. I fell in love with the idea of Bigfoot. I just thought it was real. I don't know why.
This is back before the internet?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
okay.
I watched shows on Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, the $6 Million Man fought Bigfoot. You remember that? Steve Austin?
Vaguely, now that you say that.
Bigfoot was on the $6 Million
Yeah.
Man, which, by the way, is when I stopped watching the $6 Million Man because I realized, okay, this is horseshit. They ran out of stuff to do, right? I thought the woman was bad enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. But then they bring in, Bigfoot, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But anyway, it always stuck in my head. And then my late teens, I think I might have got a book or something that talked about Bigfoot or a Reader's Digest. I just got hooked. And then as the internet started and these shows came on, like 10, 15, Finding Bigfoot and Searching for Bigfoot.
There's like Bigfoot conventions, right?
Dude, it's massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so this guy's in Michigan. Michigan father and son say they think they saw the legendary Bigfoot. The two were out bow fishing near Monroe on May 18th when the father told the Bigfoot Research Organization that his dog started running after the creature, which was up on two legs, was as big as a bear, and kind of looked like a gorilla. He said the whole encounter happened so fast he didn't have time to take a picture.
I'm going to be honest. If I'm there with my son and a fucking Bigfoot's running at me, I don't know if my first thought is, let me get my camera. You know what I mean? Like, I do understand that under a moment. I'll tell you, I've witnessed a million things. I always forget to film it. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, without being in that situation, it's hard to say. You think you would go, oh my God, and then you pull the
think
camera
that,
out.
But you got a kid there, you're trying to make sure it's safe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
But where was this, Michigan?
Yeah, it was in Monroe, Michigan. He said the whole encounter happened so fast he didn't have time to take a picture. Based on the extensive interview conducted by the group, they find the man and boy very credible, is what they say. Whatever that means.
Well, Bigfoot, we hope you're there. Matt, good job today. I like doing this up front like this.
And that is the facts, Matt.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt. Joining us right now in the studio. Matt, you want to do the intro? You're the music guy.
Yeah. So BJ and I go way back, actually. BJ has played in various bands throughout the years and did my Noise in the Basement show and has played all over the country in cover bands and original bands. The last year was, I think the last band he was in that did Noise in the Basement, but he has since moved on to become the drummer of Candlebox, along with another Baltimore musician alum named Island Style. So we got two Baltimore guys in the Candlebox lineup right now. So welcome, BJ.
Hi. First of all, do you guys know how hard it was to stay fucking quiet during that whole
I know, dude.
I wanted to comment on everything you were saying.
Well, now that you're here, please feel free to comment on anything we talked about.
You a Bigfoot guy?
Oh. No, it was all like in the moment stuff. I got nothing now, man.
Do you believe in Bigfoot? Did you ever,
I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence to suggest he doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, that's where prove it wrong, and then I'll be like, no, he doesn't exist.
Well, that's not logic to prove.
No,
it
it's
wrong.
not.
They've got the burden of proof, right?
Right. But I have seen some stuff where I've gone, man, that's weird. Like that is, you heard things. Well, BJ, listen, first of all, thank you so much for doing the show, man.
Of course.
And congratulations on a gig like that. That's not a bad gig.
Yeah, it's still surreal, man.
So where'd you grow up? What area?
I grew up in Montgomery Village, right outside Gaithersburg.
Nice. And so then you played DC and Baltimore most of your young life, right?
Yeah,
Tons of music scene down there.
When I was like 16, I think I was cruising up to Baltimore playing the Vault. If anyone
Oh,
remembers that place.
Vault.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or Jack's down in Virginia. A bunch of little spots.
Yeah, man. And so how does one go from doing that to being the drummer in Candlebox? Where's Candlebox originally from?
Seattle.
So how does Guy go all the way across the country? Did you know those? I mean, Island was in the band already?
Yeah. So I always say that Candlebox kind of fucking haunted me because it was just like Kevin's always just been around in some capacity. Like
the singer.
Yeah, the singer.
Yeah.
I had a band called Siring with Island. We just had a little side project thing with actually another buddy, Matt Jones, who was in Cowboy Mouth.
Oh, what a great band that was.
And we brought in a bass player who was at that point the guitar player in Candlebox. So that was like the first Candlebox thing. And then every time one of my bands with Nikki would put out a record, Kevin would always have input on it somehow.
Right.
So then he was around. And then my ex-girlfriend's cousin, Brian Quinn, became the guitar player in Candlebox. And then Island went over and started guitar teching for Candlebox. And then he joined Candlebox. And then during COVID, they had some drummer issues. And
dude, that is, I mean, did you actually have to audition for that? Or did they just know you and you were like, you're the guy? Or
no, I didn't do a fucking thing. Kevin, I love you, by the way, if you're listening. Because thanks. You could have called anybody. No, man, I was, when COVID hit, Dave Cruzen was their drummer for years after Scott Mercado.
Yeah.
And he quit around the COVID time. I forget exactly what happened, but he basically left the band.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do some of those COVID cover things. Everybody's doing like the split screen.
Sure. Yeah.
And Island texted me one day. I was like, "Hey man, you want to do a song?" And I was like, yeah, obviously. Like I'm just sitting around staring at the wall. So the first one we did was For What It's Worth, the Buffalo Springfield tune.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great song.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was wild, man. Like I got the audio back from Kevin, and I heard like Kevin Martin, the glorious Seattle voice over my drumming. And
That's
I was like,
amazing, man.
This is weird.
Wow.
I wasn't in the band or anything like that, but we just did those. We did that one, then we did a cover boy, or not cover boy, a lover boy cover called Turn Me Loose, which is a really long song.
I remember that song well.
And if you watch the video and you listen to what I'm playing, they do not match up for the majority of it. I fucking winged it. So we did those two. And then they went out on tour in 2021 for Wolves had just come out, the record before the last. And they went out and had some drummer issues. And I started getting texts from Island like, "Hey man, here's the set. Start learning tunes." And I was like,
how crazy was that? First of all, I mean, you probably listened to these songs years ago on the radio and saw them on MTV or whatever, and now you're learning them to go play with the band.
Well, not going like that. Nothing had happened yet.
Nothing had happened
and it was
yet.
still like, yeah, whatever, man. That'll never happen.
I see.
Because like, why would you call me?
Right. No,
Just
I totally get it.
Some basically nobody from Baltimore. I mean, I've toured a lot. I'm not like a bad drummer, but I'm not like,
Was the price
he's
really low?
He's a
BJ?
great drummer, by
Was-
the way.
yeah. Oh, I know. I could. Yeah.
But there's a million fucking drummers that can do this job or
Right.
any job. Like playing drums isn't the hard part. It's just being in the right place at the right time.
BJ, a lot of it has to do, and you know this, with chemistry. I mean, if you get along with people,
Oh, absolutely.
that's everything.
I just did a master class the other day, and the first thing I told the kids was like, you got to be able to sit on a bus with 6 other people for 4 months and not kill anybody or be killed.
Yeah.
Married to 4 guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man. You just get this metal fucking death tube and off you go.
Yeah.
I always thought, now, Matt knows this about me. I get a lot more credit for being musically savvy than I really am, and just because of the radio for all those years.
Right.
But
you
I
are
was
musically
no. I
savvy.
mean, what I mean is though, like you know it all, like you involved in. I was sort of I have a lot of knowledge, but like I was more of a bird, kind of looking down at everybody doing it. I was in a very interesting position. However, I loved Candlebox when they came. I mean, that guy's voice, man, is incredible.
It's still fucking incredible.
Is it really?
Dude, that fucking guy's an alien. He drinks whiskey. He starts drinking whiskey like noon. Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin.
Yeah.
But I heard him one night, man. He was doing something, and he already sings high as shit, right?
Right, yeah.
He fucked up. He went a little sharp. Instead of coming back down to the note,
He went up to the next
octave.
Yeah.
I like almost dropped the drumsticks. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's 54.
Yeah. I mean, but I remember saying, I think I said it on the air. I'm like, it sucks that this band gets labeled as a grunge band, because I never heard them that way. They were to me, maybe I'm wrong, but it was like just a great rock band. And
sure.
I think a lot of bands, STP is another one where
It was just a time period in Seattle. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's all
it's-
that connection.
yeah, but I never I always thought Candlebox was just a fucking great rock band,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Do you like all the songs? I know it's a weird question,
It's funny, man. Like, the first record, it's like a lot. I'm not a music guy either. Like, I don't listen to a lot. I listen to a very specific few things over and over and over and over. And that band had never really gotten into my repertoire. And like, when I started to listen to the stuff, and there's 7 records. The first record is just like, whatever. But like, as I started to get through the thing, like, there's fucking all these great songs.
Dude,
man.
I
They're
love
just like,
Candlebox.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I know the hits, and every one of them are great,
Yeah.
But that guy's voice, it reminds me, Do you remember the Queensryche? Jeff Tate.
Jeff Tate. Right.
They played Hammerjacks, right? And do you remember the Queen song "Somebody to Love"?
Oh yeah.
You know that
My
middle part?
all-time favorite Queen song.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know the middle part where he hits that note in the middle and just holds it? It's way up here. Jeff Tate was singing along to it. Full voice.
Wow.
I'm 15 feet from him. And when that note hits, he hits it. And then the song goes back in.
He would be the guy to cover it, right?
Dude, he stayed on the note and then went up. And I just was like, what in the fuck was that?
Yeah, right.
That was the most amazing thing. But your singer is a guy like that. Just so powerful, such range. Was he the principal songwriter as well?
No, I think it was him and Pete. I don't know, I don't know the lineage of like every song, but the main ones, except for I think Far Behind, actually, the bass player wrote the riff.
Wow,
Marty. But yeah, I'll get Kevin on here one day. He'll tell you all the good stories.
Yeah, I'd love to interview that guy. So BJ, you get this gig, and
oh no, wait, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. So what happens?
I get these text messages, right? And Island's just kind of baiting it for me. That's my best friend in the world, by the way. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to learn. I was listening a lot. I wasn't playing a lot, but I was just kind of like doing the thing. And my life was going to complete fucking shit at that point. Like we're mid-COVID or right after COVID. Like everything.
Yeah, everybody's life was going.
I know,
to shit
man.
at
Everyone had a big switch after that, right?
Yeah,
so my life personally was just completely fucked. So I was having the worst day ever. I was installing stairs at a restaurant in not Fells Point. What's the other one?
Canton?
No, not Canton. Fed Hill.
And
I got out in the car and I was like talking to my ex-wife and she was like, my kid was doing something bad. Like, and I was just fucking mad, right? I ended up punching my car. I still have scars from that day.
Wow.
Just furious, right? So I go home. I'm like, this is the worst day ever. And I just start smoking as much weed as I can fit into my lungs. Just long rip, just trying to end the motherfucker, right?
Right.
And I'm like, maybe I'll just check the phone one more time. And I look over and I have like 30 texts from Island. And it's like, call me. And I'm like, okay. So I call Island's phone out of my fucking mind stone. Out of my mind stone. And Kevin answers Island's phone. And I was like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, hey, man, I fucking love your drumming. I'm sorry I didn't call you for this tour. Will you come out and be our drummer?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I don't know. And I had just taken all this work.
Wait, DJ. You're baked out of your brain at this
out of my fucking skull. Like I'm like basically tripping.
Right.
And oh man, he calls me, tells me that, man, and I'm just like, it's like in the horror movies where it like zooms in, zooms out, like
yeah,
that kind of thing. So that happens, and I'm like, oh my god, and I just taken on all this work because what had happened was like they did 2 weeks of the tour, came home for 2 weeks, and then went out for the rest of it, which was like I don't know 2 months or something. And the break had already happened, and I figured if I was going to get that phone call, be on the break, right? So I was like, cool, I'm off the hook. Sucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I started booking all this work for the shop, and I'm like freaking out because like I just taken deposits like the day before for like all this fucking shit.
Because you do carpentry stuff.
Yeah, you build furniture and stuff. We'll get into that.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm like, man, can I call you back? And Kevin's like, sure. So I hang up the phone. I go in the bathroom. I throw up for an hour.
Wow.
Because I mean, like, there's
dude, that's a life changing.
What's fucked up? The phone call was Thursday, and the bus was coming Monday. The first show was Tuesday.
Wow.
So I had 4 days to prep, and I threw up. Got my life get back together. Walked back in, and I was like, I started texting. I was like, yeah, obviously, I'm in. Like whatever. So I fucking.
You had to call him back to tell him that.
I had to call back to him, or text him. I forget what I did, but yeah, man, and that was that.
So let me ask you. So you get that gig. You're going out Monday. They're picking you up.
Yeah.
Now this is a dumb question. Do you just use the drums that are sitting there, your kit, or did they say no? We got a kit. What do you need? Like, how does that work?
Well, they had just let go the guy that was on the tour, and
Yeah.
his drums are still on the bus, and you can't really change the pack once it gets going. So I ended up just using his kit for the rest of that tour.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we did a
How were they? Were they okay to play? Like it?
Oh, they were great. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like standard,
Yeah.
Do you have an endorsement now that you're with Candlebox?
No, I have a stick endorsement with Vader because Vader is awesome, which was good because like I've only used
My
one
favorite
drumstick
sticks.
for 20 years. I've used the same fucking drumstick, and I've just been like, hey, would you guys just endorse me? Like,
Yeah.
I'm using them all anyway.
And they
so-
said yes.
well, now, yeah,
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Right?
it's very helpful. Yeah,
Yeah.
opens
So-
a lot of doors.
Did you ever make drumsticks as a carpenter?
No, that's one of those things you don't really fuck with. Drums, though, I've made.
You've made a
is that
drum?
right?
Yeah, I made a snare drum for myself that is like my main snare now.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
incredible.
Not that incredible. Drums are really stupid. They're just circles.
Yeah, well, come on, man.
Wait till you see the drums I make.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Mine are triangles. Beat that, bitch.
Yeah.
You got to have a little skill to it, but at the end of the day, it's just a fucking circle you hit with your hands.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it makes a sound, and like that just ruined everything for me.
What is your favorite brand of drums?
I use Pearl a lot right now. They're I didn't like them because I had this stigma from the 90s about the Pearl Export series.
Yeah.
It was just everywhere, right? And I fucking hated it.
Everybody had them.
And then my buddy Darren Blessman sold me this this Pearl kit, Masters Maple Masters Custom Complete. I forget what it is.
Right.
And it's the most bomb-proof motherfucker in the world. Like,
right.
Nothing's ever broken. I've had kits with like rain parts across the country, right?
Sure.
Like, I open the cases and it looks like it was a hardware store in there.
Right.
But the Pearl, man, they're just bomb-proof. They're rock
How
solid.
fun is it playing drums that you never have to set up or tear down?
Oh, I have to set them up there. We don't have a drum tech.
Shut
Dude, it was the ultimate bait and switch. The first fucking tour, I had a drum tech. And then
I knew there had
I want to be your drum tech.
Yeah, dude, I'll go
be your
out.
drum tech?
I'm ready, brother.
No, man, it's funny. It's like the first tour I had this drum tech, but it was for the other guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm the working man's drummer.
Sure.
So yeah, but it's kind of like I don't really mind because like there's nothing to do when you get to these.
No, I
know?
get that too. Yeah.
Especially like
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
especially like when you're doing like club tours, man. You get there at 4 p.m, you play at 11 or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So like, what am I gonna do? Sit on the bus and watch somebody else do what I can definitely do?
Right.
Like,
Probably better in a way.
for sure better.
Right.
Like it'll be where I want it instead of where they think I want it. You know?
Yeah.
So BJ, take us to your very first gig with Candlebox. Were you like just sweating blood, or how was that?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, luckily it's Pittsburgh.
What's
Nobody
the
cares.
venue?
Shit about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
What's the venue? Give us the setup. What's going on?
I forget what it's called, but it was it's a theater right next to what's the drum shop? There's some famous drum shop right there.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I forgot. Anyway, they're great.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was ready to go. And I've done so many like cover gigs where you just kind of show up and play whatever.
Sure.
Like, you get 40 songs to learn and just kind of stuff in your brain. But like this is a little more consequential, So I remember being backstage. That whole tour was a blur because I was learning songs they never played the same set list twice.
Wow.
Which was fucking mean, Kevin, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to learn.
So wait, they don't play the set. So there's no segues in the set? Everything's a break between songs?
Oh yeah. It's rock and roll. On our headlining shows, we do like the amphitheaters and stuff.
Yeah.
We usually lock into a set because we're just basically doing the first record, right?
Sure.
It's like a bajillion people, but it's our shows. 7 records of material you got to cover. So we learned a fucking shit ton of songs, and they'll make audibles like that day on the bus, even for the new guy. Like, hey, learn this song by 7 or I'll kill you.
Wow.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, forgive me for asking such a ignorant question.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Are the drum parts difficult that you had to learn? Was it a very drummy technical stuff, or
Mick,
is it more about changes?
Real quick, you got audio playing through something over there. You got to shut off. It's either your phone or your laptop. But didn't mean to interrupt the question here, but it's bleeding through.
I found it.
Nailed it.
So go ahead. So was it like, could a good drummer sit down and learn 10 songs in 2-3 days, or is it?
I kind of have a method for speed learning songs where I look at them like blocks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like verse, chorus, verse.
Yeah, I
verse,
did that too. Yeah. And you just learn the individual parts.
Well, especially like these tunes, like there was a couple things I knew I had to nail, like, the singles, Far Behind, Cover You, Cover Me You. I had to learn some of the technical stuff in those, but the majority of the tunes, I just basically like block them out and I look for train wrecks. Like if there's a weird measure or something like that.
Sure.
I have a chart system that I kind of.
Good for you, man. So you were able to do it. You got through it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I've done it a million times with cover gigs, but it's like,
Yeah, but you know what?
You're actually playing with Candlebox.
Fucking different when it's Candlebox.
Yeah, when it's their song. I told you, you'll appreciate this story, dude. So did you remember Mitch Allen? That's what I said. So me, him, and this guy Jelanus had a 3-piece band that we called Mickey and the Small Stars, and we would just let anybody get up and play with us. Right? Mitch played guitar, Jelanus on bass, me on drums.
Yeah.
And then we'd let guys get up and sing or bring another guitar. We didn't care. We had an extra amp rig on stage, like that was our thing. And we're at Hammerjack's playing one night, and it's packed, right? And we're just having guys come up. All of a sudden, Brett Michaels from Poison walked in. And he walks right on stage, and we start playing Nothing But a Good Time, right? I had never played it in my life. So, but I knew it from the radio, and if you're a drummer, and it's Ricky Rocket. So, you're playing, right? But in the middle, the breakdown, I couldn't remember what the pattern was. And I just started playing like a reggae beat. For whatever reason, I went into this weird, and they all turned around and looked at me. And then I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. So Bret Michaels,
I've so been there, by the way.
dude, Bret Michaels comes up and he goes, all right, man. He goes, and he's yelling at me while I'm playing in my ear. And he goes, just give me a bass drum on 1 and 3. Right. So I'm
Count.
right. Go. And I'm on it. And all of a sudden, I raised it till, and all of a sudden it came back. And I'm like, perfect. I'm good. And we get done the song, and he turns around and he walks up to me and he goes, well, that was interesting. And that's all I felt like a dick. Have you had a train wreck yet?
Oh, I got, yeah.
No, of course not, Mick.
I got 2 stories. I got a bunch of Bret Michaels stories. We played with them in somewhere in the
By the way,
Midwest.
I love that guy.
That guy's fucking amazing.
He's incredible.
We played with them. My friend Mary's his drummer. Hi, Mary, if you're watching. We played with them somewhere, but
who is this? I missed it.
Bret Michaels
Brett
from Poison.
Okay,
Yeah.
what a great
but
guy.
fucking I had no idea what to expect, right? But all his bands from Virginia, they all play Jackson shit and stuff in that scene. And
Dean Kramer, basically. You know Dean, the guitar player?
No, just through that, I think.
Yeah, but Dean's from there. And I think that's where that whole band kind of
he's probably the MD for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we stood side stage, man. And I don't like any of that shit. And I fucking wanted to join that band.
It's fun as shit.
It's a goddamn party on stage, man. It was like we just did the boardwalk thing. Boardwalk
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
man.
that was my next question.
Well, the first thing I did was go over and see Bret Michaels.
Right. Yeah, of
that
course.
was literally all we did.
Yeah,
that's so cool, man.
But yeah.
So talk about that, man. You from this gig, I'm sure you've been rubbing elbows with all kinds of people. What was it like a band reunion when you got to Boardwalk Rock, and did you get to talk to everybody?
It's funny because we were out with Bush all year, or like a couple months last year, and it's funny when you go to these things and you just start to recognize people.
Yeah,
and like this time I knew a lot of people, and
that's awesome,
it's like,
man.
Wait a minute, I think I might be where I thought I should. Like, I think I did the thing. I think I did it.
Well, name. I know you wouldn't normally do this, but name drop for us. I mean, who are you hanging out with at Boardwalk Rock, for instance? Well, was it Gavin? Was it Bush? Or
no, I actually missed those guys because I went to go see Bret Michaels because I had just watched 40 Bush shows last year.
Right,
but I was trying to hook up with my buddy Nick, and there was so many people. Oh wait, no, that wasn't. No, that was Rockville. We had just done Rockville Friday. So I get my they're like identical festivals.
Picture,
too.
man.
You're getting your 100,000 people festivals mixed up, VJ.
Dude, I know how stupid it fucking sounds.
No, it sounds awesome,
it does
bro.
sound awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. But yeah, you just keep seeing these bands and these people, and it's like,
who are you chumming up to these days when you're on tour at these festivals? I mean,
well, I mean, a lot of the drummers.
Yeah.
Like last year was Roy Mayorga and Nick Hughes, another local guy who's in Bush.
Yeah.
Nick's fucking amazing. God, I hate that guy. He's so good.
All right, I'm going to throw out some names. You on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me what you think of them as drummers.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Tommy Lee.
4.
Disagree completely. John Bonham.
9.
Neil Peart.
9.
Dave Grohl.
10.
You got Grohl over Bonham.
Really?
Grohl over. This interview's over.
I'll defend it though. Grohl's why I'm sitting here right now. So like Nirvana. Dude,
Wait a minute. Explain that.
As a drummer, you mean?
Oh yeah. Well,
He was your guy.
No, not even a fucking as a drummer. I started as a guitar player when I was like, 13 or something. I remember somebody, my buddy Danny Rule, were on the school bus. He's like, "Hey man, you got to listen to this shit." And it was Nirvana, Nevermind, right? I remember holding the tape, looking at it. And I get home, I see the tape player, I'm putting it in, and
Naked Baby.
And then I hit play, and fucking and the
Yeah.
drums kicked in, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god! And I just felt like I stopped playing baseball the next day. I like got a guitar, like everything just shut off.
Wow.
It was 100% in that direction.
Do you know what that? I saw an interview with Grohl.
Yeah.
That blatin, blatin. You know what that's from?
Oh, it's a disco tune, right?
Cameo.
Cameo,
Yeah,
Cameo.
dude. I heard him tell that story, and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
He's
great,
like,
man.
I just ripped that right off, man.
It worked, man. It worked beautifully.
Yeah.
Who has there been a band you've seen where you didn't really know them, and all of a sudden you're like, who is this drummer? Like, is there guys that have caught your eye, or you just were like, holy shit, you
Man.
couldn't take your eyes off of them?
Not so much out on like big stuff, but like, I mean, fucking go to Fells Point on a Tuesday.
it's
John
insane.
Tomakos will rip your goddamn face
So
off.
John, I've known John since I was 14.
Yeah.
Right. And he used to play in his dad's. Well, the family had like a Greek wedding band. Like,
of course,
where they were like, yeah, for real. And he was so good. And then as he just got older, he's like the greatest. And you just watch him play, and you want to set his kid on fire, yours on fire, and kill every tree so that nobody can make drums again. Like that guy.
Ban the circle.
John Tamakos, I've said it 1,000 times. I've never seen a better drummer live, and I've seen everybody. That guy's a freak
is
of
Grohl
nature.
your favorite drummer? Who would you say is your? Give me your top 3.
Grohl definitely has the biggest influence on me. God, I can't even think of, like, I'm so not a drummer. This is the other thing. Is like,
I hear you.
I just don't care that
How did
much.
you go from guitar to drums, though?
It's so funny that he's not a drummer yet. He's a drummer in Candlebox.
Well,
That's almost like, it kind of works that way. But like my drumming style is like so non-technical. It's just reinforcement, right? I give a concrete structure to stand on while you're rocking.
See, I never figured out how to say what he just said.
Yeah.
The guys in my band used to say to me all the time, I think there's a little Tom Phil here. And I'd go, nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit.
They care about the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat. That if you get them on point, nobody gives a shit after that.
Dude,
do you agree with me?
Oh, when I was in cover bands, I would never fucking learn the song.
Never.
I would listen one time, I would write down what I thought it was, and I would just make my own version.
I'm the exact same way. We did Good Times, Bad Times, right? By Led Zeppelin. You'll appreciate this.
Oh, right? Zeppelin, you can't really fuck with.
Right.
That.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I'm listening to that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting myself through this to learn them triplets and shit that way and make it up. Dude, I just got the double bass pedal, and I just overplayed the shit out of it. We sped it up, and it was like the coolest version ever. And I'll never forget, like, the band was like, that we didn't really play it that way before, but that's really kind of cool. Yeah. Why do you play it that way? And I went, because I can't play it the right way. That's why.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, right. Yeah.
So did you have other influences, or would you just really not have a lot of drummer influences?
Dude, I went nuts when I was a kid. I just listened to like Nirvana, Soundgarden. There was like 4 records that I just listened to over and over and over again. And I had drums in my basement. I had guitars. And I just kind of went between the two. And my dad was a drummer. My uncle was a drummer. That was the other thing. It was like I had drums in the bones.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So like when I was 8, my uncle joined the Deanna Bogart band, if you know them from around here. And it's like Eric Scott, Cajun Kelly, Deanna, Mike Owen.
Yep.
Just motherfuckers, man. Just
right.
Absolute, so that was the right side of my brain. And then I got into Nirvana. So I had this crazy jazz shit being fed to me as a child, just kind of intravenously. And then I got into this stuff. And like the two just kind of mushed together.
I love it.
And that was kind of where that whole thing came from.
Oh, dude, we got to bring this up. You guys just locked in several dates opening for The Who.
Yeah, that happened too.
I mean, how did that news hit you?
I'm still kind of like,
how's it hit anybody?
Yeah.
No, man, but like
until
you're on the plane, nothing's real to me. It's like, like, all right, we're going to the place because I'm in the airplane. And unless it crashes, this is going to happen.
Right.
So that one's just kind of, And we got that news after playing Boardwalk. So I just got off stage to like that show, and it was like, cool.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So now let's fast forward to September, right? 21, 23, 25. Is that what you said when you're playing with The Who?
Yep. Dates, yeah.
So let's be honest. You get to your gig, and okay, tonight I'm opening up for The Who.
Yeah.
Is there ever been a cooler moment that you can think back on where you're like, holy shit, that will go above playing with The Who?
I don't know, man.
That's like a pretty badass thing, dude.
Yeah. A lot of this shit, like when it happens, I just kind of go, wow, that was weird. And then like a month later, I'll be like, oh my God, that was like, we did a thing in Chile 2 years ago. That was 130,000 people. And like, it was like when I'm on the stage, it's kind of like whatever you play. And then you get off stage, you're like, that was 130,000 people.
I was going to ask you your biggest crowd. That has to be the biggest crowd.
That's the biggest one by far.
Oh my God, 130,000 people.
Is it deafening when they scream?
No, I got in-ears. I don't hear anything. I can't see anybody. I don't hear them.
Wow.
I don't fucking know. I'm just doing my job. It's like when I see video of myself, and it's like from way the horizon, and it's like the stage is this big and there's just people all
you gotta get a little GoPro for your drum kit, man.
I have the GoPro. It's awesome.
Do you? Okay,
that's how I get on my behind the back shots. I'm my best photographer.
Of course.
Cheap Trick, Bunny Carlos, right? I was a huge Bunny Carlos fan, just loved the swing and everything. And when they played Hammerjacks, he had an oxygen thing, right? Because he wasn't doing well. And I got to talk to him. And I said to him, I was like, Bunny, some of these songs are like 35, 40 years old, and you guys hadn't played them. Like, do you guys rehearse? And he just looks at me, he goes, I don't even have a monitor. I go, what? He goes, I can't hear the band on stage.
Wow.
And I said, well, how do you play with them? He goes, they play with me. I play the way I want to play. I know the songs. They can follow me. I don't follow them.
Do you remember what Ringo said?
What?
Do you remember Ringo said that he couldn't hear?
Yeah, because the crowd. Yeah,
he was watching the guy's butts.
Yeah, and I remember
that's how he knew where the changes were coming. I guess.
I'll tell you what. One of the coolest things I ever saw was I saw a deaf drummer.
Yeah,
and his lead singer just like tapped his foot before every song. And he would count it in.
He kept time with his foot.
And dude, he would play, couldn't hear a damn thing, was amazing. Like the best meter I ever saw in my life. Between songs, he would just sit there and watch the singer. And the singer would stomp his foot 4 times and the song would start.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, man.
How was the drum tuning, though?
That's another story, BJ. Dude, so have you done any writing with the band yet?
Yeah, we did a record last year?
Yeah.
It came out last year, yeah.
Okay.
Called The Long Goodbye. Yeah.
And what was that like?
That was fucking awesome, man. We did we did half of it here and half of it LA. Yeah, the whole LA thing.
In Baltimore?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we parked it Right Way for a week.
That's awesome. Was that Steve Wright? Who was your guy in there?
Yeah, we had Steve set us up and then we just kind of locked the door and just went nuts.
Yeah.
But it was great, man. I love that studio. It's got such a vibe.
Is it the one still down like off 28th Street? The same place?
Downtown.
The one Mitch started that Steve took over? Is that?
Did Mitch start that? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Is it on like in a neighborhood, like on the street, and at the end of the street, it's like
not
a warehouse?
A great neighborhood.
Right. Yeah. It's got to be the same one.
No, our Airbnb was super sketchy. Getting to and from was quick.
Yeah.
It was an Airbnb. Bed and die. That's what Baltimore's like.
Oh yeah, man. So we started it there, and then we did the other half of the writing in Bel Air in LA.
Yeah.
Where would you describe Bel Air as? But like
it's north. It is like it's North Beverly Hills.
Where Fresh Prince was from.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, like dude,
like Beverly Hills. So we we were doing the record with this guy Don Niggs, who's awesome. He's got a studio in Nashville, but he's also got a studio in LA at this place. And so we go up into the Hollywood Hills into this fucking incredible studio, like overlooking shit. It's like pool and everything.
Yeah.
Amazing spot. And he owned the house next door too. Oh, I can't tell that story. I'll tell you guys off there. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Somebody extremely fucking famous was waiting to get in.
Wow.
And they couldn't get in because they were waiting for us because he'd already booked. It was a whole story.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you off air. But yeah, we worked the other half there. And LA was amazing, man. We like Kevin always puts us in like great hotels, and I took mushrooms the whole time. I did mushrooms for like 7 days in a row.
Yeah. While you played?
No. Every night I was going through some shit in my brain, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like microdose my way out of this thing. So I would go to bed and take mushrooms every night, have these crazy vivid dreams, get up and go to like the Bel Air studio and write songs with my famous rock band. It was like, I don't know what this life is, but it's cool.
Now, let me ask you this.
Shoot.
Do you see you doing this for another 10, 20 years, or is it something you're going to do for a little? Like, what is the band? Because they did retire. Didn't he retire?
No, we didn't retire. We did that tour, and then it was fun again. I think.
Yeah, is that what happened? Yeah.
Yeah, those tours, man, when you get on the big ones, it's just so painless. You know, like you're playing amphitheaters, the crowd's built in, like you don't got to work super hard.
Right.
Your day's just about making this fucking great rock show and then having fun with your buddies on a bus.
Right.
We played fucking video game golf every night, like 3 a.m, eating weed gummies and shit.
Yeah.
So I think once you get a tour like that for 4 months, you know, you just kind of.
Yeah, that's cool. I got a quick question back to the studio. Do you and Island, how much creative input do you guys get on a record now?
Oh, a shit ton, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
really?
Island and I write a lot. We've done me, Island, and our bass player from Nikki, Scott Ensign, who was in the last year.
Yeah.
The 3 of us have done a ton of production work and writing work with other people. So like Island and I, we don't got to talk anymore. We can just make a song, you know, non-verbally. So a lot of those tunes on the record started with just he and I kind of riffing on a riff, and then the rest of the band comes in. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it was just us, but like, you know, we have such a repertoire with that thing that it just kind of happens naturally.
That's cool.
And Kevin's awesome, man. Writing with him is just so fun. And he's just like, he just pushes you and makes you want to make stuff cool. And it's just rad.
Well, that's great, because I know some bands, like the original guy doesn't want anybody else touching his stuff, and you do this and you do that. It's great that you've got
Kevin made a point this record to not have that happen. Like he was like, we're gonna write a record as a band. And
good for him, man. Good for him. You know, I remember throughout years you meet bands along the way, Matt, you know, the Hammerjacks or 98 Rock. And sometimes you get the star songwriter of the band. Other times you get the bass player because that's the only guy available for the interview or whatever. But, you know, you hear stories. It's like, how much are you involved in the creative process? 0. Yeah. And then other times you hear, oh, my God, like I've brought 1,000 ideas. We've used 600 of them, you know. Yep. And every band, I'm not going to say who because I don't want to do that to people. But I will say this. Every band that I ever heard that was like, yeah, we create, you know, together are incredible and they've had longevity. It's the bands where usually like, now, of course, there are geniuses out there that you just simply can't mess with, right? You know, but all the bands that were like, yeah, man, you know, this guy will bring an idea in, this guy, and then we figure it all out. And then the principal songwriters. It's
probably a much more enjoyable band to be in, too.
Oh, my God.
You know, well, it goes both ways, though, man. Like sometimes, like with Nikki and Scott with the last year stuff, man, those two were great songwriters. And Scott knows how I play drums so well that he programs basically what I was going to do anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll get kind of a finished product from them. And it's like, I'll add my 2 cents and, you know, make it way cooler because I'm awesome. But like, you know, those two are like, I'm not going to fuck with that. Like it's already doing its thing.
Yeah.
And like getting out of the way is almost as important as being in the room. You know, it's like,
well, one of the greatest interview lines I ever heard was Tommy Aldridge from Whitesnake, who I find to be a great drummer, said one time, they said, you know, all this stuff recorded on Whitesnake's pretty, you know, rock and roll basic. And you're such a great, you know, you have all this jazz and fusion influence. And he said, my job in Whitesnake is to play drums for the song.
Totally.
That's it. Yeah. I don't want to get in the way of a great song. Now, I think Keith Moon
might have a little something to say about that. He also, you know, died of drinking. So
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. But do you enjoy the creative part of music? Do you like that sitting there and just a blank canvas and coming up with something?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love especially like when we're actually recording stuff.
Yeah.
Like Anna and I do a thing where we don't record a whole song ever. You know, it's
right.
Like, it's in little bits and pieces. Yep. So you can like play, focus, do it again, make sure that thing's cool. Then you figure out your transitions and stuff, and then you can basically write the part to the song.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's never like, I'm always trying to sneak some bullshit in, but like, it's usually because it's cool, I think.
Yeah.
And if somebody vetoes it, whatever.
So are you guys on tour for the whole summer or are you just doing dates for festivals?
No, we're just doing a couple one-offs. The 2 we just did, we're doing 3 in July, 4 in July. And then the stuff with the Who in September.
Now, tell me this: did you have to get permission? Because you got a side project now. Did you have to get permission from Candlebox to do that, or how does that work for you now?
No, no, man. I just
tell us about the side project, please.
Well, I got real sad last year when my mother-in-law Mindy Fetterman died. Miss her to death.
Yeah.
And I was dealing with a lot of depression stuff, and I've always had a thing. I think this is why I gravitated toward Nirvana and stuff as a kid. It's like a trauma response, right? I had all the shit I needed to say. And I never really had an outlet for it.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I would write songs, and that would just kind of like I would go through those motions, and I got kind of like emotionally cornered when that happened, and I was like, I fucking don't know what to do with myself. I was having panic attacks and shit.
Yeah.
And it fucking like when your brain breaks, and it's like,
oh, I know, bro.
I know, you know, man. Yeah. It's like just fucking stop it.
Yeah.
Like panic attacks are the worst thing in the world. You think you're dying.
Yep.
So I started writing, man. Just
so you went for the guitar.
Yeah, I've always like guitars. Songwriting's always kind of loomed in the background. It's never been something I was, you know, really doing for anything but fun. But this time I was like, you know what? I think this is cool. And I called my buddy Jimmy Burt, who produced it.
Oh, nice.
And we've done 3 now. And I'm slowing down because I'm fucking happy again.
Yeah, good for you, bro.
Which is weird, you know?
Yeah.
It's only been a year, but like, yeah, man, it's like.
So is that an album that's going to be released or an EP or what's happening with all that?
Well, it's 3 songs right now. I think it's leaning towards an EP, but it was really, I just did it to like get it out of my soul. And
good for you, dude.
It turned out cool, and like it's just tunes that exist now. I'm not going to push them. I'm not going to do shows. I'm not going to do anything.
You're not going to do shows.
Not a fucking thing. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had a band,
you know how hard it is to like start a band.
Yeah.
I hear you. 42. I want to go to the couch. I want to go home. Go to a club and like start over.
Yeah. Well, listen, BJ, man. I mean, I think it's the coolest story. Whenever anybody from this part of the country, you know, in this scene gets a break or gets a chance, I think it's the coolest thing, man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
There's so many great players around here, and
it's so like the same way, man. Every time I see somebody like pop off and go do a thing, it's like,
yeah,
fuck yeah,
victory, man.
Just
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. How was the boardwalk show in Ocean City?
Oh, it was fucking awesome. Yeah. It was funny. We had just done Rockville, and I was kind of tired from that, like 2 days before. And I got on stage at that one, and I was kind of like, whatever. And then I looked up, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of motherfuckers in this place.
Yeah,
everybody I know's here.
Right. Yeah.
It was a good crowd, man.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah. Were you guys there?
No, no.
Not. Saw the pictures and video, though.
1,000 pictures from the videos and stuff. If you stay in this band the rest of your life, you happy?
Happy as fucking shit. I thought about that on the way here. I was like,
what a great line.
Man, like, I couldn't have stumbled. Like, when COVID happened, I thought I was done with music, right? I was doing cover band stuff. I hated every note I was playing, and I just fucking stopped playing, and I was happy about it.
Yeah.
And this fucking miracle popped up, and I got to do rock and roll again. I got to play drums the way I want to play with people I want to play with. That songs that I love. Like, I mean, if somebody came in right now and offered me to join another band, I wouldn't.
The Who?
And, no,
you would not leave Candlebox to join the Who.
Why? Like what do I gotta play?
I'm gonna contemplate that.
I'm already playing fucking like how much higher do you need to go, man? I've at this point, like,
I get it.
Plus, those guys are like 80 and retiring too, right?
Yeah, and it's like you gotta like meet new people and fucking find new habits, like just
and they're probably not even interested in whoever the new drummer's gonna be. You know?
I mean, if
when
like
you fire Ringo Starr's son, you're kind of like, we're done.
Well, they can literally call anybody.
Yeah,
they're saying they retired him now. That's what the band's official statement is. Yeah.
How do you replace Ringo Starr's son?
I don't know.
Who do you think's going to get that gig? Have they
there's a guy. There's already a guy.
Who was it?
I'm blanking on it right now. I'll look it up though.
Yeah, no big deal.
Probably someone incredible. Of course.
Yeah, of course. We all know him. We're like, oh yeah, okay,
that guy, Josh Freese.
Yeah,
Here's available.
He is available.
Who fires Josh Freese, by the way?
Dude, is that ridiculous?
No.
I don't even know.
But Matt and I were talking about that the other day. Of course, we're talking about the drummer who replaced Taylor Hawkins in Foo Fighters, and then they fired him 2 years later. We all think it's just going to be Taylor's son, who's old enough now.
Have you seen that kid's videos recently?
It's incredible.
He's a motherfucker, man.
Dude. His dad can play too. So
that's all right.
Yeah. Have you ever
Scott Devours replaced Zach Starkey as the drummer for the Who?
Never even heard of him.
Who is he?
The fact you're asking proves this conversation.
No. He's done some stuff. I know.
Yeah,
for probably like some session guy in LA or something.
Yeah.
You know, a great a thing I wanted to ask you. It's not great. A thing I wanted to ask you. When you're out there grinding it, you know, when you're on the bus and
grinding it,
you know what I'm saying,
relaxing peacefully.
Well, but what I mean, you're driving, you know, hundreds of miles a day, or whatever. And you've said, you know, you love the guys you're with. Is there a part of you though that while you're out there, you're having a blast, you're doing that in the back of your mind, you're like, I mean, this is an insane way to live. I mean, every day a new city, every night a new city. I mean, is it weird?
Yeah, it breaks your brain eventually, man. Well, we are like the 4-month thing we did with Three Doors Down 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I got home, man, and I just kind of like stared at the wall.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Me and guitar player Brian Quinn, we were talking about like TV static, like anything but like people or sound.
Yeah,
I
know that feeling.
Yeah, it was really weird though because we had just bought a house, and I got home and my wife had ordered this side table, and I put it next to the door when I walked in. Right.
Yeah.
I came back 4 months later, and that box was still sitting there, and I was like. Did I even leave? Did I don't know. Like, I was wearing the sunglasses because it was bright. By the way, I put them back on.
Yeah, I'm so used to the brightness. I do know though it's weird.
I had them
if you're not used to it. But I will say, like when you leave like that, I can remember when I was young and I would go out for a little bit, not even long, man, and you'd be gone 4, 5, 7 days, and you come home and you're like. What just happened? Like that was weird,
dude. Even this week, like 1 second I'm fucking playing for 60,000 people in Ocean City, and then I have to like clean the gutters. my wife Maggie, I got off stage. You motherfucker, I know you're watching this. She was like, I got off stage. We had just learned Three Doors, like Brad from 2 Doors Down, our brother got cancer, and we took their slab on that thing. So we played one of their songs, right? We learned it that morning,
right?
So I just crushed this tune. I just learned. We just played to 50,000 people, no mistakes. And I got off the stage. And my wife's like, "Hey, we got to get the gutters when we get home, right?" And I'm just like, it's just like two worlds ripping your brain in half, man. There's no.
But man, you miss people. I know. I went out briefly for the whole hypnosis show thing, man, and I felt like I was missing, especially my little daughter. And my wife. I felt like I was missing everything.
Okay, thank God for FaceTime, man. My son's Phoenix. I talk to him every day out there, so it's like.
How old's your son, man?
8.
That's a great age.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Is he interested in music?
No, he's. I have an airplane bug. Pretty bad.
An airplane bug?
I'm really into airplanes. I'm really nerdy about airplanes.
Like flying planes?
Have you ever flown one? And do you have a pilot's license?
No, I've flown one, yes, but I'm just a complete nerd. I learned everything. I don't know how to describe it. It's an obsession. I just learn everything I can about airplanes.
Wow.
Especially F-14s. Actually, funny story. The only rock star move I've ever pulled in this band was to get a museum open for me so I could get inside their F-14.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I really did that. That's the only time I've ever pulled rank on.
And they
That's
did
great.
it. They did it.
And they
for
fucking
you?
did it. Yeah, I got
That's
to get in an F-14, walk around on it. I was like,
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm about to break your heart with a story.
What was that?
So when I was in the Navy, I'm 16 going on 17 or
Right.
17 at this time.
You're in the Navy?
It's-
Did you say that?
I quit high school and joined the Navy. That was my choice.
This is a story we're gonna.
I thought you never knew.
I had no idea.
Okay, I wasn't any
Wow.
long. It's
Okay.
a weird story. So in boot camp, I basically got told I couldn't stay. So I got to go to what's called an OG, outgoing unit. And you basically, for those couple weeks till all your paperwork and shit's done, they give you jobs to do because you're not with the company anymore, training and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I got put as like a houseboy for these SEALs.
Oh,
Like,
sweet.
you just go do shit for them. And they love me.
You're like their gopher.
Dude, I played golf with them.
Wow.
Like on the team. Like there was 3 guys and they were like, can you play? And I could. Right.
That's
I was
a good
scared.
bunch of guys to know.
Dude, I've never met more insane men in my life,
Yeah.
yet so
But they're
disciplined.
intelligent
Dude.
men usually too.
They said to me, I had 3 days left before I had to get on the plane to go home. And one of them said to me, hey, man, you ever been up in an airplane? Right. And I'm like, nah, man. He's like, tomorrow we'll go. I'm like, what? He's like, yep. So we wake up. He takes me to the strip, walk out, dude. And it's an F-16. Right. Not an F-14. I'm going to be
Not as cool, but still cool.
and he goes, you ready? And I go, in that? Like, I thought we were going up one of them big bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I throw up.
No, I didn't, but I wanted to so bad. When we took off, we're in San Diego. We took off, and he banks, and then I've never felt anything like this when they hit it.
G-force.
I'm like this, and within, I don't know, 30 seconds, it felt like he goes, there's L.A., and I look, we're over the Pacific Ocean, and I look, and you just see, but it was like that. We went from San Diego to
Like, how fast are they going?
I don't know, but I know that you can feel it, like your whole body feels like it's being pushed.
You done that, BJ?
No, man. We played it in Fallon, Nevada 2 years ago, and we made some friends there because Top Gun, literal Top Gun, is there.
Yeah.
And the lady who was driving us around, our friend Ashley, was like, hey, do you guys want to go to the officers club tonight and get drunk? And I was like, you have no idea who you just said that to. And her husband turned out was a Top Gun instructor, Gordon. Who's one of my besties now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm trying very fucking hard to get myself in an F-18.
What do you want to do? Do you want to fly a plane? Is that what your goal would be?
I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of like, I just learn everything I can. Like,
I'm saying, is one of your goals to like get your pilot's license and fly?
No, I think it's just the endless pursuit of knowledge. I just like to know how things
I
work.
respect the shit out of
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
Like, I just like F-14s, especially, like, it's this blend of new and old technology, and like it's mechanically fucking brilliant. So I just like, I have this program called DCS. It's a flight simulator, and I got the joystick and the VR
I've
and
seen
shit.
that.
Can you
That's
land it?
wild.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm fucking awesome at that.
On a carrier?
But you got to learn everything about it. You have to like, you can't start it unless you know how to start it.
Wow.
Like,
So you have to like literally read up on
You
it.
have to read the manual.
And this is like what they train guys on too? Is it the same
No,
kind of
they're using it
software?
for some stuff now, but it's like, I mean, it's mostly like planes that are declassified, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They fill in the gaps wherever, but like,
And
it's
by-
really accurate.
By the way,
BJ's yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say my story, by the way, I wasn't even allowed. Like this pilot just walked me out and told me to get in, never got clearance.
That's why you got to know the right people in the military.
Dude,
Yeah.
Like instructors at Top Gun.
dude, this guy, this guy was the real deal. And no, he didn't ask anybody. And when we got back, I'm like walking out with the helmet in my hand and the whole 9 yards. And this guy was like, who are you? And I didn't say a word. And then he was like, he's with me. He's fine. They're like,
CIA,
yeah.
clearly.
They're like this. They literally go like this. Yes, sir. To that guy. Whatever he said.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like, who is that guy? He's with me. Yes, sir. Like,
Got another guy.
it was the wildest thing I've ever done, man. I hope you get to do it, dude.
I do too. He's a fascinating guy. I mean, BJ, just his interests, he's a carpenter as well. I mean, how did you get into that? And
Oh, that's the easiast story ever. So I was
Yeah.
really poor because I'm a drummer, and we needed a table. So my grandfather, who passed away in 2015.
sorry.
Yeah, but he taught me like a lot of woodworking stuff. So eventually I was like, we just needed a table for our house. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go make a table. So I like went back in his shop for the first time after he died and made a table.
So was that his shop? The shop you work out of now?
No, it was his garage, my grandparents' house. But I made a table and I put it on Facebook because it's what you do when you make a thing.
Yeah.
And then somebody ordered a coffee table. And I was like, I don't know how to make that, but sure, I need money.
Yeah.
And and I just fucking started doing it. I don't know how else to say it. It was like
So you're all self-taught.
Yeah, I can obsessively learn things. It's like a skill that I have. I
love that.
Learned how to learn things so I can do it faster.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten weirder with time.
That's great.
Do you enjoy it like mentally? Is it therapeutic for you to do
absolutely,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was like with painting.
Yeah.
Like I never painted in my life, right? 7-8 years ago, I was at what's that place called? That sells the art shit, like TJ Maxx or one of them. They had a section where they sold canvases and paint kit. I looked at these canvases, there's 3 of them in a package, and they were like $14. And then I'm looked at paints and the brushes. I'm like, $60 total. Went home, just learned how to paint and started painting. I probably did. None of them were great. Some of them were cool, but I probably painted 100 pictures in 2 months, 3 months. And I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I never got great at it, but I could sit there for hours, man, painting. It was so therapeutic.
Dude, that's like when drummers will be like, I don't play like you do. And it's like, yes, you do.
Yeah.
If you love it, then it doesn't fucking matter where you're doing it. You're doing it. It's
absolutely. Don't you find though that drummers do have a bond different than any other instrument on stage?
Oh yeah, because we got to hold all that shit together, man. Like
exactly.
Lunatics, and then there's got to be somebody solid in the group.
I heard a drummer one time have the best line. They go, "What's it like being in a band?" And he goes, "Well, imagine this, right? You're on stage and you have 4 chimpanzees in front of you, and you're a Rhodes Scholar." That's what it's like being in a band. And I just thought it was
that's fucking funny.
Great line, man. A great line.
Drummers always end up being like, when I was with Nikki's band, like I would always fix the van,
Of course, you're the guy.
You just end up being, I don't know why.
You're the dad.
You just gravitate towards
the drummers are the dads.
we have to keep the artists safe.
Yeah. The singer is a 16-year-old boy that doesn't listen to anybody. The guitar player is your uncle who's kind of cool but has some weird shit. And the bass player is the grandfather that's just in the band because everybody needs him for something.
Absolutely.
Did I sum it up pretty good?
That's pretty much the fucking thing. Dude, I even had to change a tour bus tire one time.
Oh my God.
Our bus driver was like, he's a big fella and gout and shit.
Yeah.
And we blew a tire and me and Brian walked outside drunk. We'll figure it out. So we just, got to work.
You jacked up a tour bus?
Yeah, I mean,
no, it wasn't a tour bus. It was a trailer tire. Still big.
You can't use a tire iron.
That's what I was going to say. What are you doing there? Right. Yeah.
No, in my head, it was a lot bigger. Yeah. No, it was one of the trailer tires, but still, it was still an ordeal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but we did it. Middle of New Mexico.
That's awesome, dude. So, Beats, you're in town, right?
I am in town, yeah.
We're going to get him up more, dude. It's
For
just
sure.
a fun guest, bro.
Oh, always. Yeah.
Great to have you on, man. Right now, we're going to end the show, but a little bit we got
to do our music.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. We're going to end with Matt's Music Minute.
Bring it on.
Brought to us by Natalie Seafood, one of the greatest new restaurants in Falston, Maryland. If you haven't been up to Harford County, make sure you get to Natalie Seafood Kitchen. Incredible. The food's amazing. Everything is incredible. Zach, Natalie, and Lou do a great job there.
We're going to be there Friday, right?
We will do our show live there every Friday, right at this. It's the best tiki bar in town.
Yeah.
There's nothing comes close to it. So get up there.
Oh, if you like seafood, man.
The food's ridiculous. Natalie Seafood Kitchen bringing us Matt's Music Minute. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, we'll get the sad stories out of the way first. We lost Rick Derringer last night at the age of 77 in Ormond Beach, Florida. He was in intensive care and died peacefully in his sleep, they said, after being taken off of life support following a medical episode. Surrounded by his wife, Jenda, and close friend Tony Wilson. His hits were with the McCoys. Their hit, Hang On Sloopy. He scored another hit on his own in 1973 with Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. And he also worked with Steely Dan, Johnny and Edgar Winter, Alice Cooper, Kiss, Weird Al Yankovic.
A lot of people forget that dude is like a virtuoso. I mean, he was a master musician, man, and a great producer.
He also wrote Hulk Hogan's theme song, Real American. Did you know that?
What?
I
did.
Yeah.
Now he's absolutely just went up 10 notches with me.
Yeah. So R.I.P. to Rick Derringer. Sad news from Billy Joel, of course, as well. He had to cancel his tour essentially due to his a brain disorder.
Yeah.
His office released a statement saying it's due to, quote, a recent diagnosis, I'm going to see if I can get this right, of normal pressure hydrocephalus, NPH. This condition has been exacerbated by recent concert performances, leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance. Under his doctor's instructions, Billy's undergoing specific physical therapy and has been advised to refrain from performing during this recovery period. Billy is thankful for the excellent care he's receiving and is fully committed to prioritizing his health. He's grateful for the support from fans during this time and looks forward to the day when he can once again take the stage.
Well, I knew the guy had brain damage a long time ago when I heard he was divorcing Christy Brinkley. I'm like, what kind of man? Yeah, it's not a low blow. I love Billy Joel. Come on.
So I don't know if you guys heard this, but did you know that Freddie Mercury could possibly have a daughter?
I did see that.
I saw that come out. Yeah.
Yeah. So this
are they going to check dental records?
That would be one way to tell, possibly. This is all part of a new book called Love Freddie by Leslie Ann Jones. According to the book, the child identified as B was accidentally conceived during an affair he had with the wife of a close friend in 1976.
Oops.
But he was anything but an absentee father, having stayed involved in her life until his death in 1991. He even chronicled his life for her in a series of diaries, 17 in all, which he delivered to her before he died from AIDS in 1991 at the age of 45.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to hear that age now. He entrusted his collection of private notebooks to me, his only child, and his next of kin. The written record of his private thoughts, memories, and feelings about everything he'd experienced, said B in an interview with the Daily Mail.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm the biggest Queen fan I could be. I love Queen. I think they're in my Mount Rushmore of great bands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love them. And I'm a huge Freddie fan. I mean, I loved everything the guy did. And
for sure.
You know, it's a weird thing. You know, you get a friend's wife pregnant. That's always, you know, sort of. But to be honest, like if you read a lot about those, especially the British rock stars, they were all like, it was just a free for all. And it was kind of like understood, like, yeah, these girls are all around. Yeah.
It's understood, darling.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yes. So, but I guess I'm happy for Freddie. Turns out he was at least a good dad. I hope he left her a little money.
I hope so too. I don't know about that, but B is 48 and works as a medical professional in Europe.
Wow.
That's what we hear.
I wonder if she's into dentistry. I can't stop. I can't. I am 12 years old when I start making jokes. I really am. All right. Well, the Foo Fighters have asked for permission to some weird rider stuff. We got to ask you about your rider these days, BJ.
Sure.
The Foo Fighters asked for permission to swear, smoke, and drink during their upcoming show in Indonesia.
Oh, right.
They're playing Jakarta on October 2nd. And their tour includes a provision that allows them to swear, drink, and smoke on stage. A guy named Ravel Gennardi is promoting the show, and he says, quote, as long as it doesn't touch on sensitive topics like race, religion, or Indonesian cultural values, we'll allow it. Ravel is basically trying to get ahead of any controversy here by announcing ahead of time what authorities can expect. He's given them a chance to raise any concerns before the show. Violation of Indonesians' obscenity laws can result in anything from a fine to years in prison.
I have a relative story to that.
Yeah, man.
I can't give you details, but I got fucking wasted in Saudi Arabia and ate pork.
Are you serious?
So, yeah.
How did you even get pork in Saudi Arabia?
I can't.
Yeah, got it.
Did it.
What
is on the Candlebox ride? How are you eating these days, BJ?
Oh, man, it's
on the road.
Catering and bourbon and yeah. Our rider's not interesting. There's nothing really. There's just always Kevin's he's actually got a bourbon brand he's starting right now called Lost Marbles. So when you're in that guy's company, like we were just rehearsing in Nashville and we go to like a guy's house and he like makes bourbon, right?
Yeah.
But he's not like a small company, like a fucking like a bourbon company. I won't name names again.
Yeah.
So we got we have access to like private stock bourbon.
Oh, wow.
From like the family from like the 1800s. And
no
it
kidding.
Tastes like gasoline. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
No, what are you guys eating when you're on tour? What's it like?
Tons of chicken, tons of pasta.
Metamucil.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's an
exactly.
important thing. But no, man, just we not bad. Like you just kind of like usually on these tours now, there's a lot of caterings like salads and
you just go back, grab what you want. That
Do you
kind
get
of thing,
input
right?
on the riders these days?
No, it's not. It's whatever band you see on top, that's the input.
Yeah,
for
they
two
get
or three.
Then they get to eat what they wanted,
and we're happy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, my favorite catering moment in rock and roll history was when I was at the Lyric Theater and Prince played with a 4-piece, and catering was open. I was a guest. I was just hanging out. I knew everybody, and I wanted to meet Prince. And I'm standing in there. I made a plate, and I was the only guy in the catering room. He walked in, and he looks at me. He goes, "How you doing?" And I go, "I'm fine."
Yeah.
He goes, "How's that food?" And I was like, "It's not bad." He goes, "All right." He walked over, made a plate, sat right 7 feet from me at the same table, but like on the other side, other end. And he just looks down at me while I'm eating. "What's your name?" And I was like, "Mickey."
I was talking to you.
Fucking talk to Prince,
dude. For
why didn't you tell? Like
6 minutes.
We just met, and you didn't tell me that first.
Well,
hey, I'm Mickey. I met Prince.
Listen, here's the thing that I tell people: like to me, he's like a McCartney. I think he's a genius musically, right?
Well, obviously,
yeah. And I'm looking at him, and all I said was, I go, "Hey, man, I think you're like the greatest musician in a long time." And he was eating. He looked up. He looked me dead in the eyes. Swear to God, he went like this. "Thank you." Went right back to eating. Never said another word.
Disappeared into a puff of purple smoke.
He ate about 2.5 ounces of food.
Right.
Was vegetables. Actually,
how much could he have eaten?
He literally had vegetables. He ate a couple of them.
Yeah.
And said, "Nice meeting you." Got up, walked away.
His outfit is down at the Hard Rock in Baltimore. Actually, man. It is tiny.
I know. He's
he's smaller than you.
He's small. He was short as I am.
Yeah. And thin, real thin too.
Paper, yeah.
Catering though, man, catering is wild on those big tours, especially because like you never know who you're gonna break bread with, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like just you stand in line getting coffee and like Gavin's next to you, and it's like, hi. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird to get used to. Like being on a first name basis with someone like Gavin Rousdale is fucking weird. But like, you're all just getting coffee together.
Yeah.
It's like,
has everybody been friendly, or has anybody been like just a royal pain?
With us, everyone's been friendly. I got some stories I can tell you guys afterwards though about another tour.
And then when you're not here, we'll tell them on air. We'll just throw you under the bus.
We would not do that to you.
We would absolutely not. I could ruin guys' careers with stories. Told me.
Yeah, just fucking.
It's crazy. What else we got, buddy?
Well, I don't know. Did you guys hear about what the All American Rejects are doing right now?
Oh, the like house tour, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Playing in people's houses.
I would totally fucking do that.
I wanted to do this. I talked about this on the morning show.
Yeah.
I said if a band wants to make a name for themselves, they should book one house in every city and play their backyard and blow it up.
Well, here's what they're doing. They're showing up at houses, backyards, bowling alleys, and more across the Midwest. The band already has several pop-up shows in the books, often in tandem with a local college or university. Showgoers will be crammed on the front lawn, the porch, even on the roof of neighboring houses. But they've also played a bowling alley in Minneapolis and a barn in Ames, Iowa. I read in a separate story that they just got shut down, I think, over this weekend. The cops came. He was a fan of the band.
That's awesome.
And he let him play one more song.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a punk rock thing happening right now, and I fucking love it.
Like the local kids?
Dude, fucking Turnstile, first of all.
Turnstile.
Starts the thing for sure.
Yeah.
And then there's all these bands in DC right now that are just creeping up and just playing rock shows where like there's this band Massey who you should fucking listen to. They're fucking awesome.
Massey.
Yeah. It's these 3 chicks or 2 chicks and a dude. I forget what they were there right now, but they're fucking amazing. There's all these cool bands, and I see these shows pop up.
Yeah.
And it's just like cool shit everywhere.
I told both my sons, one's 21, the other one's 18. And I've been telling them for like 2 years now. I go, there's another rock and roll explosion about to happen.
Dude, it's right now. Yeah. There's no money. There's no fucking reason to do it.
There's no record labels.
There's no fame.
There's no fame.
It's just fucking punk rock.
It's incredible.
Well, there's all kinds. You got to look it up if you haven't seen it. There's all kinds of little shorts of their concerts in these yards.
All American Rejects.
Floating everywhere.
I can't wait.
One more thing. We just did Australia last year.
Wow.
And our fucking, it was way less interesting than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Yeah.
But our guitar tech for that was this kid, this little blonde kid, right? And he started telling me about his band one day, and they go into the goddamn sewer with generators, and they're throwing full-on punk rock concerts underground in the sewer.
Australia,
and it's so far in, the cops are scared to go in there. So it's fucking punk's fucking. I love it.
That is punk rock, right?
Punk rock is fun,
you're playing for the world's most deadliest snakes. All American Rejects have some big shows planned, so some stuff. But look up those videos if you haven't seen them yet.
Absolutely, I love stuff like that. Like you're saying, dude, just punk rock as hell.
Just do it. They don't do it. They're awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna start doing pop-up comedy shows, people's houses.
Do it.
Take 3 comics.
Grocery store.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the guy on the New York subway that he dresses up like a
great,
character
man.
and does stand up? Oh my God, that guy, he's my hero.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
So Britney Spears got a warning for lighting a cigarette on a plane.
Yes,
what an idiot.
She hasn't been in actual trouble in a while, but she did get scolded on Thursday after lighting a cigarette on a public charter flight from Cabo to Los Angeles. A flight attendant told her to put it out. And when the plane landed, cops gave her an official warning. In an Instagram post after the fact, Britney said she thought this was a plane she could smoke on because, quote, the drink holders were on the outside of the seat, whatever that means.
That's some fucking rich people shit right there. Well, the drink holder was in the other spot. That's,
Sorry, never been on a private jet before.
So
have you, BJ?
No.
I've private jets yet?
I've been on one, and it was the weirdest thing. And it was a 40-minute flight.
Yeah.
And it was so stupid. I went to New York.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh, I got a plane for you." I'm like, "What?" I thought I was driving. He's like, "Oh no."
It was for a comedy gig?
So it was after I shot my pilot in LA. Here's what happened.
After you what?
Shot.
Oh, I was thinking you shot a pilot of a plane.
No, the
like,
TV
what?
show. So I went out to LA, shot the pilot. Then there was a producer guy that really.
And you immediately got a jet, though?
Dude.
That seems like a little quick.
Listen what happened.
Yeah.
So this is hilarious. So anyway, I need you to meet me Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. I'll be there, man. So he calls me on Monday and he goes, "Okay, man, you got to be at BWI at 9 a.m. And I go, "What?" I go, "I'm leaving at like 7. I got to meet you at 10. And he's like, no, I got a plane. And I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I go to BWI, and it's literally a 6-passenger jet. We're in New York in like 28 minutes or whatever.
So you got to like walk out on the tarmac and climb up the stairs.
The little step. It's only like 6 steps.
Yeah.
Right in it. And sat down. It was me, another dude who never even said his name. I said hi to him. He went, "Don't worry." Never said another word.
Yeah.
We landed. What's the one right on the LaGuardia? I guess I forget.
In New York, yeah.
And I walked right off, walked in, and there was a guy with a sign that had my name for a car. I'm like, this is the big time.
Wow. Dude.
I went and met the dude. We talked for 2 hours. It was amazing. I got home. He called me that night and said, "I decided to pass." I'm like, "No problem. Thanks." It was the craziest thing.
That is some have a cigar shit right there.
Dude, it was
Welcome
weird.
to Hollywood, kid.
Yeah, it was weird as hell. It was weird as hell.
I wonder what it cost to actually charter that plane.
I think it was his. I think
so
literally it was his.
Yeah.
I don't know any other way to figure it out or why it would make sense.
Oh.
So when Britney got off the plane, while she apologized, she said it was, quote, kind of much that the flight attendant told on her.
Leave Britney alone, man. We put her through hell. Just let her
leave Britney alone.
Let her smoke on the plane.
Let her smoke crack. I mean, who cares?
Gives a shit.
Yeah.
And that's Matt's Music Minute.
Matt, thank you. BJ, man, what a pleasure meeting you,
Of course,
bro.
brother. What a hoot.
Yeah, you're great, dude. We're definitely going to have you back.
I will come back.
Tell us where we can get the solo project tracks. Are they available yet?
Oh, yeah. It's online. It's, Spotify, wherever.
I don't even know if you told us the name. Did you tell us the name of the
Loud
project?
Brain. It's called Loud Brain.
Loud Brain. And how do you find it?
You just type Loud Brain and try to find it.
All right.
I don't care.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
But BJ,
that's how you do all things these days, isn't
Right.
it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Genre-wise, what is it rock and roll? I mean, what is it?
Oh, it's totally rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Foo Fighters kind of stuff.
Okay, great. Awesome, dude. BJ, again, man, thank you.
Of course.
Matt, who's coming up on the show this week? Who else do we got?
We've got here. Let me look at the book.
Yeah, I know we got the what's it? What is she? A medium?
Yeah, she's coming up on Thursday. She's a medium.
Yeah,
In this building?
She's a medical intuitive.
yeah, medical.
So she's going to have readings for the two of us. I don't know if she's going to do anything with the audience. It would be cool if she. I don't know if she does, but if we could get people to call in.
Yeah,
you
we'd
know?
have to. If you'd like to do that, send us an email to Mickey Talks Pod because we have to set it up, and we'll call you to make sure it's timed right.
We got to make sure that's cool with her.
We'll talk about that a lot tomorrow and get from her. Who else?
So tomorrow we've got Evan Woodard, who is the magnet fisherman from Baltimore.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to
I'm
this
psyched for that.
dude.
You ever watch those videos?
Oh
man?
my God,
amazing!
Yeah,
right?
incredible.
Yeah.
I got a fun fact there. We almost started the podcast with him before that.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was right as Candlebox started, right as my other podcast had finished. And I was like, it just never worked out. But then Evan shot off, and now he's doing all this amazing shit.
No kidding.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I can't wait to talk to that dude.
Yeah, I love that
so
guy.
you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Awesome. What else? Anything?
And then we've got Amber Poole, who is the medium we were talking about. She's coming up on Thursday.
Nice. And then Friday, of course, we're at Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Falston. We will see all of you next Monday, or I'm sorry, tomorrow at 5. I have a big announcement coming Monday, Matt.
Really?
Well,
really?
it's big for us.
Okay.
But I haven't even told you yet. And tomorrow.
Are you going to tell me beforehand, or am I going to have to wait till tomorrow?
Suspense.
I'll let you know.
Is that,
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
All right.
But real quick, we got sent care packages, you and I, and I'm sorry I left yours home. But
sure.
No, I did. But it's awesome. And you know,
really?
Andrea Drea from our fan page.
Yes.
She sent us both the most amazing things.
Oh my God. That's so nice.
She made water cool like jugs with our names and Mickey Talks on it.
Wow.
We have a shirt that says Mickey Talks. We have stickers, like literally little round Mickey Talks stickers.
That's amazing.
And she sent us pens that say Mickey Talks all over.
Love that. That's incredible.
Dude, it was the kindest, sweetest. And I just had a lot to do today, and I ran out. I couldn't wait to bring it. But
it's
tomorrow,
that's so
dude,
wild, man.
I wanted to tell you because I didn't want Drea to think that I didn't care.
Yeah,
but
thank you, Drea.
Tomorrow we're going to spend some time talking about it
for sure.
And the big announcement you do know about. It's just that hopefully by Monday people will be able to start buying merchandise.
Oh yes,
I think we're there.
Yeah.
So,
which is great,
dude. Merch is king unless you're at Red Rocks. We'll talk about that the next time you come up. BJ, thanks. We'll see everybody tomorrow at 5. Thanks, you guys. Love you.
Bye, friends.